All right, hey everybody, it's Sue from Raven's Escape Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I meant to do. Okay. Well, let me start. Ooh, squirrel. Welcome back, depending if you're new here or you've been here before. I'm Sue, you're the host here at Raven's Escape Crafts. We talk about yarn crafting and all kind of other stuff. So welcome in and welcome to, I guess this would be Vlogmas Day 22. Eesh. So I did have a video for you guys. I recorded a video yesterday for you guys. It was super cute and heartfelt, and it was really nice. And then it didn't. I apologize. The cat wants to play ball in the background. So if you hear that, so yeah, it was like really. I was talking about Christmas. And, oh, I don't know what happened. Okay. Sorry. I was distracted. Something on my thing. Okay. So I did this really like heartfelt video, and then something happened to it, and it got corrupted, and I couldn't use it. So, we're trying again today. I just did not have it in me last night to, I'm so sorry about the cat. I did not have it in me last night to, re-record the video. I'm so sorry if that bothers somebody. So I'm going to try again today to make a video, and hopefully it goes better and it saves and I can upload this tonight. So, yeah, so I was talking yesterday about Christmas. So I didn't get a ton done over the weekend on crochet. In fact, I just finished this hat today. And I am finishing another hat right now. The same kind. I thought these were cute. Like a little bit different because they're blue. They're sort of like a winter color. And I'm just sewing the brim on this one right now. So I thought you guys could sit with me for a little bit and we could finish this hat up. And I could chit chat. So, Lily, please. So, Lily. She's just sitting in the kitchen yelling at her ball. She doesn't bring it to me to throw or anything. She's just sitting there yelling at it. So, I apologize. That's Lily. So, yeah. So like I said, I recorded this video yesterday. Oh, now she brought it to me. All right, hold on 1 second. What? Here you go. Go get the ball. All right. Sorry. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Christmas time, and it's really hard to do when you have a cat who keeps on coming with the ball. Hold on a second again. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, now she didn't chase it this time, so we'll see. I was talking about Christmas time and how it is a good, yeah, it's too far away. It's a good and a bad time of year. Like, I absolutely love Christmas. I do. It's a magical time of year. You know, it really is. I love the feeling, the warm feeling you get, like right here at Christmas time. Watching Christmas movies, listening to Christmas songs. I'm a terrible weepy Christmas song person. Oh, I hear the wrong Christmas song, and oh my god, you guys want to hear funny? Okay, I'm going to admit this to you guys. Don't tell anybody because it's kind of embarrassing. So there's a couple Christmas songs that I just, oh, sorry, I just leaned on the remote control. Alright, this is going to be a hot mess, just like me. So I'm going to admit this to you guys. I'm telling it to you guys, and don't tell anybody. So I am a terrible weeper with Christmas songs, and there's some that get me, like a little bit, like Little Drummer Boy. Oh, That one will get me every time. Silent Night always. Joy to the World if it's done right, stuff like that. They always get to me. But then there's the ones that I just can't, I cannot listen to in company because I am like ugly cry mess. Okay. Now some of these you're going to be like, and then there's one that you're going to be like, so the ones that get me the worst, the absolute worst, okay, are Old City Bar by Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I cannot. Ugly Cry. Ugly Cry. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. That song, the little girl. When they say, if you were home, you'd be already there. If you had somewhere to go. Oh. Full on Ugly Cry. Okay, that one gets me so bad. The next one that gets me is the Red Shoes one. I think you guys probably know which one I'm talking about. With the little kid with the red shoes. Here she comes again. For his mom at Christmas time, he doesn't have enough money. Okay, those two I cannot listen to them in company with people around because it is a hot mess express. I cry so bad with those two songs. But then there's one. You guys ready for this? I cannot listen to Snoopy and the Red Baron. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's something from my childhood or whatever. But when I hear that he doesn't shoot down Snoopy and we don't know why, and then and Merry Christmas, and a hot mess. I cry so bad. I know it's stupid. I know it's just a stupid Snoopy song. It makes me, I don't know what it is. It makes me cry so bad. Snoopy and the Red Baron. Oh, this cat. Well, wait. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So at least for now, husband came down and got the cat. So hopefully we'll have a few minutes of peace. So yeah, those are my Christmas songs that I cannot listen to in company. I love them. They are the most beautiful songs. But I am ugly cry. Yeah, so yesterday what I was going to tell you guys about was I was going to talk a little bit about Christmas, my Christmas past, and what I love about Christmas. I don't have it in me to go through the whole stories again. I just don't. It was, like I said, it was sort of therapy for me, maybe. I talked about what I miss about Christmases, like as a grown up now, it's hard. So many people, are, I don't know what the word is. I was just talking, Todd and I were talking about it tonight, and I'm like, the thing I miss is like, Christmases were easy. Were a time when everybody got together. And I know, you look back and as kids, there was a lot of stuff you didn't know about going on, things like that. But at least for me, when we were kids, like we went to my grandmother's house and my dad's mom. And my dad's mom lived in this little house, about half an hour away from us, right? They just had a very small house. It was nothing big. And, we didn't grow up with much money. A lot of our Christmases, a lot of our presents were clothes, underwear, socks, pajamas. Always got pajamas. It was, and I was happy for that, to be honest with you. I mean, the kids today would just absolutely scoff at a lot of the stuff that I was just thrilled to get, because we got a lot of hand-me-downs. And so I got new stuff at Christmas time, which I didn't get a lot of new stuff, so that was exciting. You know what I mean? Like, I got my grandparents when we were younger, got us some new stuff for school every year, but we didn't get new clothes from my parents really, except for Christmas time. Well, I mean, I thought it was Santa Claus, but you understand. So that was exciting, because like I said, most of what we wore was, oh, we're done. Um, was hand me down stuff. So, and we got a little bit of toys. You know what I mean? And our Christmas day looked like we would get up in the morning, we would open our presents, and we would open our stockings first. And I was the kind of kid who did not. I was excited about Christmas. I was over the moon excited about Christmas. I loved Christmas so much, and it wasn't the gifts as much as it was the time we spent together, because, like, my dad worked 2 jobs. My mom is a very absent person. She's not engaged in anything ever. So, like, Christmas morning, everybody sat around the living room, and then we all exchanged presents. Everybody opened gifts. And then my dad would make breakfast. And we'd all sit and eat breakfast together. And we didn't do that as a family. We had dinner together most nights. But it was rushed. You know what I mean? Like, it was always blah, 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 blah. Dad got home from work. We sat down. We ate dinner. Clean up the dishes. And we didn't talk. You know what I mean? And even, like, there was a lot of mornings, like, on Sunday mornings, where we would have breakfast as a family, to some extent. Like, my dad would make eggs on Sundays and stuff after his parents didn't come over anymore, because they passed. But, like, well, like, when we were younger, my grandparents came over every Sunday morning and brought donuts. Every single Sunday morning, they came over with donuts. And that was, like, super fun, because, like, of course, we looked forward to donuts. My grandfather and I always had a cruller together. It was a thing. And they would come over every single Sunday in the morning, and then they would, my grandfather would help out with my dad with something around the house or something like that, or hang out with us kids, and my grandmother would be in the kitchen, and she would always make a meal. And then we would have, like, a lunch together, and then, like, later, like, my dad would make, like, eggs and stuff on a Sunday morning, but we never, like, ate. Like, it would be like, what do you want? And then, like, they would be reading the paper. We didn't, like, sit down and have conversations. So, like, that, like, Christmas was, like, the only time, like, we actually sat down, like, as a family, and, like, just enjoyed being together. And then after breakfast, we would clean up, and then we would get ready and go over to my grandmother's house, my dad's family. And it was just, like I said, my grandparents lived in this little house, and they would, but we were their only grandkids, so they spoiled us, And again, we got a lot of clothes and stuff like that. But we always got a few toys from them. So we were super excited to go over there. I'm not going to lie. I went over there, But again, it wasn't just the presents. It was that they would be excited for us to open everything. And they would get excited about it. And then we would all, like, help get dinner together. Because we ate early there, like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. And, everybody would be involved in, like, getting the table ready for dinner, and everybody sat around the table and talked. You know, my grandfather and I sat at the kids' table, and because of course my brother had to sit at the head of the table, and there wasn't very many of us. It was usually just my grandparents, my parents, and my brother and I. Occasionally, my dad's cousin, Carrie Ann, would come, and sometimes her boyfriend if she had one. But that was it. It was, 6 to 8 people. But it was nice. It was, and I think I told you about the cookies. That's where the cookies came in. Was like grandmother made cookies and had her little wonderland of cookies in the basement, and it was just this exciting, warm time, where we spent time with family and I got to see everybody and we got to talk and everybody put differences aside and problems aside and just chatted and enjoyed spending time together as a family. And then we went on to, and then we would stay there till about 4 or 5 o'clock, and then we would go over to my mom's house, my mom's parents' house, which was considerably closer to our house, but we did not go there very often. There was family stuff. Don't get me started. So, well, yeah, my mom did not like going home very much. I won't get into it. But again, we did not see my grandmother very often, my mom's mom. I talked to her on the phone quite a bit, but I never got to see her. So this was nice. Like, we knew for Christmas I got to see my grandmother. And again, I didn't understand at the time how poor my grandparents were on my mom's side. I knew, like, my dad's mom made this big meal. Now, again, they were not rich by any means. But, she made ham and filling and sweet potatoes and regular potatoes and, all kind of sides. And then, of course, we had all the kinds of cookies for dessert. And she always made pies and things. And so, we always had all kind of stuff for food. And then we would go over to my mom's parents, and I just assumed she didn't know how to cook, because she would make sandwiches. Like, we would get over there, and then like around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, she would get out sandwich stuff, like a loaf of white bread and one kind of meat, one kind of cheese, maybe some mustard, mayo. And she always opened a can of Hawaiian Punch. Remember cans? Anybody old enough to remember the cans of Hawaiian Punch? Yeah. So she would go in the cellar and get a can of Hawaiian Punch and open that up for us kids. And that was like exciting because we weren't allowed to have that at home. So, but again, like, we sat around. My aunt and uncle lived upstairs. Sometimes they would come down. Some of my cousins would be over and they would come down and visit. And my aunt would come down. She lived right down the street from my grandmother. She would come up and talk to us. And it was just, again, it was that family time. It was that, that we didn't get to see these people very often. And we knew at Christmas we get to see them. And everybody put their differences aside. Everybody put their stuff aside. And we just spent time together as a family, And my grandmother on my mom's side, we didn't get presents there. She didn't have money for presents. You know what I mean? My parents used to bring her a box of chocolates, and like, we didn't exchange gifts or anything. It just wasn't a thing. My grandmother didn't even have like a Christmas tree or anything. But we spent time together. You know what I mean? And we got to play in my grandmother's house, which is a really cool old house. And, it just was, I miss it, I haven't been to my grandmother. My family still owns my grandmother's house. Like I told you, they're trying to sell it. But I haven't been there since 1992 when my grandmother died. Or 96. No, she died in 96, I think. 96, yeah. I haven't been there since. It's still in the family, but my mom owns a third of it, but I haven't been over there since before my grandmother passed away. And, and then like years later as an adult, my dad still made well, of course, when my grandmother passed away, my dad's mom, he took over making Christmas dinner, and I always helped. I was always a cook helper, and as an adult, he would invite me over, and of course, my husband and stuff. He wasn't my husband at the time, but we would go over, and then they started inviting my grandmother, my mom's mom, and my aunt. Which of course, like I said, my mom's mom didn't have a lot of money, so this was like a really nice meal for her, and she also didn't cook like a ton. So, this was a nice meal for her. She could come over, spend time with family. She really enjoyed it very much. And my aunt did too, and again, like they didn't really do gifts, like exchange gifts. So I used to make them something, my aunt and my grandmother, because I felt like I would crochet them something or knit them something, because I felt like if I made them something, they wouldn't feel like I bought them something. And it was funny because my grandmother was so funny. My grandmother would be like, "Oh, this is so pretty. I can't wear it." And I'd be like, "Yeah, but I made it so you could wear it." Like, and she'd be like, "No, it's too pretty. I can't." And I found out later that she did used to wear them to church, but that was the only place she would wear any of the stuff I made her. So I always thought that was really cute. And then for a time, we had not only my grandmother and my aunt over, but we would invite my husband's father and his girlfriend over. And oh my God, those were some of the best Christmases. Like, we just had so many laughs and so much fun and just talking and chatting and spending time together. I mean, God, those were the best. I miss it so much. I mean, of course, I understand things, life and a lot of these people are gone. And that's hard. But I understand that that's also life. You know what I mean? But the hard part, I guess, right now that I'm having at 48 years old is like, I've tried my best on my family side to keep the traditions that we had going. You know, I've tried, and it just hasn't been met with much. Yeah. And again, like a lot of the people who were the big part of it are gone, but the ones that are left and the new ones since then, I've tried, and I haven't. And then my mother, this year, at least I always invited my mother over to my house for Christmas. We always had my mom and my brother over, and this year it looks like that's not going to happen because yeah, because she's made some decisions and has chosen not to talk to me. So, you know, um, yeah, so I don't even have my mom and my brother who are around for Christmas because she's chosen, and my husband's mom has chosen not to talk to us either. So, both of them, because for the first time in our lives, we chose to set some boundaries that, we needed, and they do not agree. I don't want to get into it. I mean, I could. I just, yeah, it's, you know, it's really frustrating. Sorry about that car. That was really obnoxious. All right. So I don't want to keep being so negative. But even like, I'm going to do one more complaint. I'm sorry. I should be crocheting. I still have this much of this blue. I think I'm going to just make a hat of some sort. Because I don't have enough for another one of these. But like, like, you know, even like my husband's family, like they always do Christmas. They've always done Christmas Eve, and uh, you know, when his grandmother was alive, it was very much like everybody got together and she made sure it was just festive. You know what I mean? Everybody was in a good mood. Everybody, I'm not to say everybody had to be in a good mood, but everybody was, you know, festive, and she kept things light. She put the fireplace on the TV, and everybody chit chatted and talked, and we all exchanged presents. We would eat first, and then we would like it would be Christmas Eve around 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, and then everybody would bring food, and we would and gifts, and we would sit around and chit chat, and then we would, um, you know, just enjoy spending time together. You know what I mean? Like, we really did. You know, just. And then after dinner, we'd have dessert. Everybody would make some kind of desserts, and we'd all have dessert, and then we'd all be full, and then everybody would just hang out and talk. And his grandmother's and I tradition, our annual Christmas Eve tradition, was to go out and sit at the table with all the food and finish off the shrimp ring, because there was always a shrimp ring. And I remember the first year I was there, like I was out there sitting talking to his grandmother, and she's eating the shrimps, and she's like, "Please eat some of the shrimps. We got to finish. I want to finish." She's like, "You know, these don't save well." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm okay." She's like, "No, eat the shrimps, right?" So her and I would sit and eat the shrimps, and until the shrimp ring was gone. And then that became our annual tradition every year after dinner, presents, and all that, and dessert. We would go out and sit and just talk about anything. You know what I mean? Just chat and talk and spend time together. And it was always nice. You know, I always came home feeling full of full food, but full of Christmas in my heart. You know, full of happiness, and you know, even when it was tougher years, you know, everybody still managed to get together and just spend time together. And, oh, you know, and now we still do it. My husband's aunt still does it, and it's really nice. Don't get me wrong. But, like, it's not the same, you know? Everybody's always grumpy about something or complaining about something. It seems like every year there's something going on, you know, and half the people are sitting in one room complaining about the people in the other room. And, you know, and then people move around and complain about other people, and oh my God. And then we don't do gifts anymore, which I understand, you know what I mean? The only kids are my kids. And everybody was just exchanging gift cards. So it was kind of like, what's the point? We're just giving each other money. So I understand that, you know, but it still sucks, like, not to have anything to open up, or, you know, it's just, I enjoyed, even though they were like stupid gifts. Like, I wish we would do like some kind of dumb, like, white elephant or something stupid, you know what I mean? But we've just completely gotten rid of gifts whatsoever. And we still get together and eat. You know, but like I said, you know, and then half the time, like, you know, half people are playing on their phones or not having conversations, and it's just not that same warm, loving, caring thing that it used to be, and it's sad, you know. Ugh. Hold on, let me count. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You know, it's just not, it's still fun. I still look very forward to it. I'm still looking very, very forward to it. It's just not the same, you know, and I know it's never going to be the same. And I know. And, but I can still be, you know, nostalgic. I can still wish it was, you know what I mean? And I just miss it. I just miss it, and it's hard, you know what I mean? And so anybody who's struggling right now, anybody out there who is, I mean, I am lucky. I am lucky. I have a wonderful little family. I have my husband Todd and my two kids, and they are just the most amazing people in the whole wide world. I have some really good friends that check in on me, um, and are absolutely the sweetest people. And Todd's aunt and her wife. I'm sorry, I can't believe that. Todd's aunt and her wife are wonderful. They are really the nicest people. Uh oh. Oh, okay. And so I am blessed. I am blessed. And if you're out there and you're alone, or you're missing people, I wish I could give you a really big hug right now. I wish I could just, I wish I could be there for you. I really do. I can't imagine being alone at the holidays. I know a lot of people are, and I don't want to feel ungrateful for what I have, because I am super grateful. I am super grateful for everything I have. I do have the most wonderful little family, and I would not trade them for the world. They mean the world to me, and I am looking forward to Christmas morning, Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. I am looking forward to it. I just wish, that there wasn't such a little black cloud over my head sometimes. And it's okay too. It's okay to be sad, and it's okay to not like the holidays too. If you don't like the holidays, I completely understand. I do. Uh, it's tough. It's tough, you know. But so if anybody needs to hear it out there, it's okay. It's okay. And if you need a hug, I'm giving you a big hug right now. Okay. And I'm here if anybody ever, if you need, you can contact me, and I would be more than happy to be here for you. Um, you know, I appreciate the people that are here for me more than they could ever imagine. I appreciate you guys sitting here listening to me talk more than you can even imagine. I really do. You guys are my therapy. You know, you really are. So I appreciate y'all for listening. So it is the 22nd. It is only 2 days until Christmas. And so if I don't get to make another video, I'm going to try. Tomorrow I don't have anything going on. Tuesday, it's Monday for me today. Tomorrow I don't have anything going. And then Wednesday I do have a doctor's appointment in the morning. Yay. And then we're going to my husband's aunt. And then Christmas Day, we're just going to spend, the four of us as a family, just hanging out. We have dinner. We're going to make some dinner, nothing fancy. We got a ham and stuff to throw in. So, you know what I mean? Nothing extravagant. We're going to just chill and have a nice chill day and enjoy the day. And, that's enough. That's enough. And I could use a peaceful Christmas, especially this year. I'm probably going to be sore from Christmas Eve trying to, go out and about. It's not easy for me at this point. But I really want to go, and I do pay for it at this point, but that's okay. That's okay. It's worth it. So I'll probably be in some pain, but that's okay. And then, so if I don't get to see you all, I might make a video again. But if I don't get to see you all, I hope you have a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If not, whatever you celebrate, if you're celebrating Hanukkah, I hope you have a happy Hanukkah. If you celebrate Yule, I wish you a happy Yule. Or if you don't celebrate any of that, that's fine too. That's fine too. Whatever you're doing, whatever you celebrate, I hope you're okay. And I hope you all have a good one. But if you're not, I hope you're okay. Okay? You don't have to have a good one. I know people are always so We need to be just cheerful at the holidays. Well, it doesn't always work like that. Especially like if you lose somebody or you've lost somebody right around the holidays, or like I said, if you're alone, it's really tough. And so if you're not okay, I get it. I got big hugs for you. I love you all. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you can find a little warmth in your heart this holiday season. Do something that makes you feel good today or tomorrow if it's late and you don't have time yet today. And try to have a happy holidays. I love you all. Choose love every day. Bye.